Hello friends. What happens when two people who burn with the same fire suddenly cross paths? What kind of spark ignites when a Leo man and a Leo woman lock eyes for the first time, each carrying the warmth, pride, charisma, and unmistakable solar glow their zodiac sign is famous for? You might imagine fireworks, and you'd be absolutely right. But what happens after the fireworks fade and real life sets in? Let's explore this powerful pairing in all its brilliance, challenges, and beautiful potential. After watching, if you'd like to support the channel, click the Thanks button right under this video or use the donation alerts link in the description. Your support really helps me keep creating. And of course, if you enjoy the content, please give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Thanks so much for being here. Now let's continue. Chemistry. Initial attraction. The very first moment a Leo man and a Leo woman cross paths carries the kind of energy that feels almost cinematic, as if someone dimmed the lights around them and subtly turned up the brightness on just the two of them. It's not simply that they notice each other, it's that they recognize something familiar, like spotting a reflection that isn't quite identical but vibrates with the same heat. Two solar spirits meeting under the same light. You can picture it almost symbolically. Two celestial bodies drifting into the same orbit, radiating warmth that neither can ignore. There's no awkward pause, no tentative uncertainty. Instead, an unspoken understanding flickers instantly, a silent acknowledgement, "You are like me." Their chemistry is intense because both Leos carry a natural charisma that others often find overwhelming or intimidating. Yet here, standing before each other, that charisma feels matched, balanced, mirrored. There's a shared vibe of confidence that doesn't feel competitive at first. Instead, it feels deeply reassuring. Their mutual boldness doesn't push each other away. It pulls them closer, as if each thinks, finally, someone who understands what it feels like to move through the world with this much energy. He sees her sparkle, not just her physical presence, but the aura she carries, the way her personality fills the space before she speaks. She sees his boldness, not just bravado, but the sincerity behind it, the earnest desire to live fully, loudly, and honestly. Together, they sense a familiar fire, the kind of flame that refuses to dim for anyone or anything. It's not arrogance, it's authenticity. They are who they are, unapologetically, and recognizing that same unapologetic spirit in another person is magnetic. Their attraction grows from the surface outward and from the inside inward at the same time. On the outside, both Leos admire style, presentation, and a vibe that announces itself without needing to be explained. On the inside, they share a deeply rooted love for warmth, emotional warmth, social warmth, and the warmth of living life with enthusiasm. This creates a layered chemistry. On one layer, admiration; on another, understanding; on another, resonance. What makes their initial attraction so intense is the shared love for glamour, excitement, and joyful expression. They both enjoy being noticed, not in a shallow way, but because being noticed feels like acknowledgement of their efforts, their authenticity, their passion. They admire people who live boldly, so when they encounter someone who reflects that same boldness back at them, it feels meaningful. They see each other not as competition, but as equals who understand what it takes to keep shining in a world that sometimes asks people to dim their light. Both of them are drawn to admiration, giving it and receiving it. And when they meet someone who gives that naturally, without being prompted, the attraction becomes nearly irresistible. It feels effortless, as though they don't have to explain themselves or tone themselves down. There's a comfort in being fully visible, not just seen, but understood at a core level. But beyond admiration lies something deeper: curiosity. A Leo's curiosity is never small or casual. It's vivid, imaginative, and full of momentum. They don't simply wonder who the other person is, they wonder who they could become together, what kind of dynamic could unfold, what adventures might lie ahead. They begin to ask inward questions. Who is this person who walks with the same level of certainty? Who carries the same inner flame without letting it flicker under pressure? Who shines so brightly without needing validation from anyone else? Who feels like a mirror but also a mystery? This curiosity is fueled by recognition. the sense that they've finally encountered someone who doesn't shrink from their intensity but mirrors it, challenges it, and complements it. Instead of feeling too much, they feel perfectly balanced in each other's presence. And this is where the emotional spark truly begins. Curiosity for two Leos is a gateway. Once opened, it rarely closes. They lean in, they observe more closely, they begin to notice the small things: tone of voice, humor, posture, the way the other responds to attention, the way they express themselves without hesitation. Each tiny detail becomes fuel for a growing fascination. That fascination evolves into admiration. Admiration for Leos is not passive, it's active, energizing, almost electric. They don't admire quietly, they admire entirely. They admire with interest, with appreciation, with a kind of internal applause that makes them want to know more. And admiration in Leo energy is powerful because it isn't shallow. It's grounded in noticing qualities that resonate with their own values: courage, authenticity, kindness, charisma, creativity. Admiration then becomes the foundation of attraction. Not just physical attraction, but emotional and intellectual attraction as well. They are drawn to each other's stories, dreams, strengths, vulnerabilities, and ambitions. They feel magnetized but also inspired. The more they learn about each other, the more the attraction deepens, widening like concentric circles in water. For a Leo man and Leo woman, the early stages of attraction are not quiet or subtle. They are bright, lively, and layered with possibility. They exchange looks that say more than words, smiles that carry meaning, and conversations that build momentum quickly. Their dynamic begins with spark, grows into fire, and hints at something that could easily become a flame large enough to warm both their lives, if they choose to keep kindling it. And that is why the chemistry between a Leo man and a Leo woman feels so powerful from the very first moment. It's the recognition of shared fire, shared pride, shared joy, and a shared willingness to live life in a way that feels big, real, and unforgettable. Emotional dynamics. Emotionally, this pairing operates on a frequency that feels larger than life, vibrant, lively, bold, and unmistakably warm. When a Leo man and a Leo woman interact on an emotional level, the connection rarely stays neutral or muted. Every feeling has color, every moment has temperature, and every shared experience carries a sense of significance that both partners naturally amplify. Neither of them was built for emotional smallness. They feel things in widescreen, surround sound, high-definition intensity. What might be a mild reaction for another sign becomes a memorable moment for a Leo, and when two Leos merge emotional worlds, that intensity doubles in every direction. Both partners experience emotions deeply, passionately, and without apology. They don't tiptoe around feelings or hide their inner lives behind quiet restraint. Instead, they express themselves with honesty, theatrical flair, and a sincere desire to connect. They love big, with generosity, loyalty, and an instinct to protect the people they care for. They dream big, building emotional landscapes filled with hope, possibility, and excitement. They celebrate big, turning simple joys into meaningful moments and victories into shared triumphs. Their emotional connection is a blend of warmth, devotion, and genuine generosity. Leos are naturally giving, especially when they sense appreciation. They pour themselves into relationships with a kind of wholehearted enthusiasm that makes their emotional world feel bright, safe, and alive. When a Leo man loves, he does so fiercely. When a Leo woman cares, she invests her entire heart. There is no halfway in their emotional vocabulary. Their affection arrives in full volume, through attention, encouragement, gestures of loyalty, and a desire to uplift each other. Together, they create an emotional environment that feels expressive, radiant, and dynamic. It's a space filled with affection, excitement, and constant emotional motion. But with such intensity comes volatility. Leo energy is powerful, and when you multiply it, everything expands. The joy becomes brighter, amplified by shared enthusiasm. Their affection becomes stronger, glowing with warmth that can fill a room. But frustration, disappointment, or emotional discomfort can also grow louder and more dramatic than either expects. Because both crave appreciation, emotional challenges often surface when one of them feels ignored, under-recognized, or overshadowed. Leos don't need constant praise, but they do need acknowledgement, respect, and emotional presence. When either partner feels dismissed, even unintentionally, the emotional reaction can be immediate and intense, not out of malice, but out of hurt pride. Even small feelings of being overlooked can spark strong emotional responses, especially when both partners have equally powerful inner flames. If a Leo feels slighted, the emotional flare-ups can be dramatic. Raised voices, strong expressions, and visible frustration are common, not because they want conflict, but because they feel emotions so vividly that they struggle to mute them. They are passionate communicators, and their emotional reactions tend to be bold reflections of how seriously they take each other. Two Leos don't hide their hurt, they express it, work through it, and learn from it. Yet the beautiful part of this dynamic is that Leos are remarkably resilient. Their hearts are strong, their spirits are optimistic, and their natural emotional recovery speed is fast. Even when tempers rise or pride gets bruised, they rarely stay upset for long if they feel genuinely understood. Once they sense sincerity, recognition, and emotional openness, their anger dissolves quickly. A simple expression of appreciation or a heartfelt conversation can restore warmth instantly. Their optimism acts like emotional sunlight, warming the relationship, clearing misunderstandings, and helping both partners return to harmony. Unlike signs that hold grudges or sink into prolonged emotional heaviness, Leos bounce back. They prefer joy over drama, connection over distance, celebration over conflict. Their desire for a positive emotional environment outweighs their pride once the initial sting fades. This emotional resilience becomes one of their greatest strengths as a pair. Even after disagreements, they rediscover their natural ease with each other. They laugh again, brighten each other's moods, and regain their shared sense of enthusiasm. Their emotional cycles tend to move in vivid arcs, from intensity to understanding to renewed warmth. Two Leos together create an emotional world that feels alive with color, motion, and authenticity. They push each other to grow, challenge each other to stay emotionally open, and inspire each other to live with sincerity. Their emotions are never static. They evolve, rise, expand, and deepen with time. The highs are uplifting, the lows are manageable, and the middle ground is full of energy. Their emotional bond thrives on expression, honest words, affectionate gestures, shared experiences, and the kind of emotional transparency that makes both partners feel seen. When they connect emotionally, they do more than share feelings, they illuminate each other's worlds. Their hearts operate like twin suns, bright, steady, resilient, and life-giving. And even in moments of conflict or intensity, their mutual devotion remains the foundation of everything. Because behind every flare-up lies love, behind every dramatic moment lies care, behind every strong reaction lies a heart that refuses to disengage. And behind every reconciliation lies the realization that sharing emotions this vividly is a gift few other signs can understand or match. Their emotional dynamic is not always quiet or simple, but it is always meaningful. It is sincere, powerful, loyal, and filled with the kind of warmth that continues to grow the more they learn to appreciate each other. When two Leos emotionally align, they don't just coexist. They create an atmosphere where both can thrive, grow, and shine side by side. Long-term compatibility. Can two lions build a lasting kingdom together? Absolutely, but only if they learn to share the throne, respect each other's strengths, and recognize that a kingdom ruled by two equal hearts functions very differently from one ruled by a single will. The idea of long-term compatibility between a Leo man and a Leo woman might at first sound like a dramatic adventure filled with triumphs, challenges, and sparks flying in every direction. And in many ways, that description is accurate. But beneath the dramatic surface lies something deeper. Two individuals who, at their core, value many of the same things, cherish similar emotional foundations, and approach life with a boldness that becomes more effective when their efforts are aligned. Their long-term compatibility is surprisingly strong because the traits that make each Leo powerful individually become even more meaningful when shared. They both love loyalty, not the kind that's cold or mechanical, but warm and wholehearted. They both value romance, not necessarily grand gestures, but sincerity, warmth, and consistent devotion. They appreciate stability, the comfort of knowing someone will stand by them through triumphs and trials. And they crave excitement, the sense that the relationship will continue to grow, evolve, and remain vibrant rather than stagnate. A Leo man and Leo woman understand each other almost intuitively. They grasp the emotional language that the other speaks, the need to feel appreciated, the desire to be heard, the urge to shine in their own unique ways. This mutual understanding becomes the foundation of their long-term connection. Neither partner has to explain why recognition matters, neither has to justify why dignity is essential. They innately respect each other's drive, passion, and expressive personalities. But for this relationship to endure, they must learn to balance their shared strengths. Pride, while rooted in self-respect, can easily create unnecessary battles. When both partners have strong opinions and a strong desire to be right, every small disagreement can feel like a test of dignity rather than a simple difference in perspective. If they allow pride to lead instead of communication, small conflicts can grow larger than needed. Stubbornness, another shared trait, can halt progress when both partners dig their heels in, convinced their approach is best. Two Leos refusing to budge can sometimes feel like two immovable mountains staring at each other across a valley, each waiting for the other to step forward first. Without compromise, they risk emotional gridlock. And then there's the desire for attention. Leos thrive when they feel appreciated, recognized, and valued. When two people with this same need share the same stage, the potential for rivalry can emerge. If one feels overshadowed or overlooked, insecurities may surface, even if unintentionally. It isn't that they want to outshine the other, it's that they want to shine with the other, and they need reassurance that their light matters equally. The long-term success of their match hinges on learning to alternate roles and responsibilities. Sometimes one leads, sometimes the other. Sometimes one stands at the center of attention, sometimes the other takes the spotlight. And when they master this ebb and flow, they discover that sharing power doesn't diminish either of them, it strengthens both. When they celebrate each other's victories rather than competing for recognition, they cultivate an environment of mutual admiration, which becomes the emotional glue of their partnership. This alternation of roles can take many forms, allowing one partner to take charge during stressful moments, stepping back when the other needs emotional space, or acknowledging when one partner simply needs a little more encouragement. This flexibility helps prevent power struggles and supports long-term harmony. When two Leos learn to step aside for one another without feeling diminished, their bond transforms into something truly powerful. Their partnership becomes a place where both can dream boldly, pursue shared goals, and build a life infused with creativity, passion, and joint ambition. They become teammates with a common mission, not rivals seeking dominance. Their shared dreams often revolve around building a life filled with meaning and accomplishment. They want a relationship that feels alive, purposeful, and supportive. Their shared passion becomes a driving force, motivating them to grow individually and as a pair. Their long-term connection flourishes when they recognize that success in a relationship isn't about one person winning, but about both rising together. The victories they share, emotional, personal, or practical, feel more exhilarating because they've been achieved through cooperation rather than competition. When they learn to blend their strengths, they become a united force capable of overcoming challenges that might overwhelm more mismatched pairs. Their combined determination, optimism, and resilience create a relationship that is anything but ordinary. Ultimately, a long-term Leo-Leo connection thrives when both partners lean into what they do best, offering warmth, showing loyalty, celebrating love, and choosing courage over fear. When they channel these qualities toward each other rather than toward arguments, they build a bond that feels both grand and grounded. When they truly master this dynamic, their partnership becomes incredibly powerful, a relationship built on shared dreams, shared passion, and shared victories. They become two strong hearts beating in rhythm, two determined individuals forging a unified path, two leaders who choose cooperation over conflict. Their long-term compatibility isn't just possible, it can be extraordinary, as long as they continue choosing collaboration, respect, and mutual admiration over ego. In doing so, they build not just a kingdom, but a legacy. Communication conflict resolution. Communication between a Leo man and a Leo woman is expressive, lively, and often dramatic, not in a harmful or destabilizing sense, but in a theatrical, colorful way that naturally emerges when two strong, warm personalities interact. Their conversations rarely fade into monotony. Instead, they move with rhythm, tone, and an unmistakable sense of presence. Every word carries intention, every gesture adds emphasis, and every dialogue feels like a meaningful exchange rather than a casual interaction. Their communication has a vibrant quality that mirrors their personalities, bold, energetic, and full of life. Leos don't simply speak, they perform their thoughts with sincerity and confidence. They use expressive language, animated facial expressions, and a level of passion that can make even ordinary topics feel important. When two Leos talk, the discussion becomes an event, engaging, colorful, and full of emotional dimension. They enjoy being understood, and they enjoy expressing themselves fully, so their dialogue tends to be rich, layered, and full of heartfelt intention. They communicate best when the conversation feels mutual, respectful, and emotionally honest. Authenticity matters deeply to both partners. They want to feel heard without interruption, acknowledged without skepticism, and respected without conditions. It isn't about demanding attention, it's about valuing connection. Every Leo carries a natural sense of dignity, and communication that reflects respect keeps that dignity intact. But the opposite is also true. The moment either feels dismissed, ignored, or interrupted too abruptly, a quiet internal alarm goes off. For Leos, being talked over feels like being pushed into the shadows, and that triggers an instinctive emotional reaction. Neither partner tolerates feeling invalidated. If one expresses something personal, a feeling, an idea, a concern, and the other responds with dismissiveness or impatience, the emotional temperature rises fast. Not because they enjoy conflict, but because communication is tied to their sense of self-worth. Respectful dialogue feeds their confidence. Disrespect, even if unintended, bruises it. Conflicts between two Leos usually arise from a few predictable patterns: bruised egos, misunderstandings about attention, stubbornness, and competition for leadership. A bruised ego can occur when one partner perceives criticism where none was intended, or when a comment strikes a little too close to pride. Misunderstandings about attention may occur if one partner feels overshadowed, sidelined, or left unacknowledged during important conversations. Stubbornness appears when both partners believe deeply in their viewpoint and resist yielding space. And competition for leadership emerges when both want to guide the conversation or the decision-making process at the same time. These conflicts aren't malicious, they're byproducts of two strong personalities navigating shared emotional territory. But herein lies the secret to their resolution style. Both Leos have enormous hearts beneath their bold exteriors. Their strength is matched by their generosity, and their pride is matched by their capacity for warmth. It takes only a small gesture, a soft tone, a simple acknowledgement, a pause that says, "I'm listening," for tension to begin melting instantly. The moment one of them takes a gentle step forward, shows vulnerability, or expresses appreciation, the dynamic shifts. Leo hearts open fast when they sense sincerity. A single expression of understanding can diffuse a disagreement that felt heated moments before. This softness isn't weakness, it's emotional intelligence, and both partners possess it when they pause long enough to use it. When they remember to express appreciation, acknowledge each other's feelings, and give one another space to speak without being interrupted, their communication becomes warm, honest, and surprisingly vulnerable. Two Leos who feel respected become two Leos who communicate with clarity and generosity. They begin to listen attentively, offering validation, understanding, and emotional space. They shift from defending their pride to supporting each other's dignity. Their communication thrives when they cultivate the art of exchange, speaking with passion, listening with sincerity, and responding with openness. In these moments, their conversations become emotionally rich, full of insight, and deeply affirming. They learn that sharing leadership in communication doesn't diminish either of them, it strengthens both. When they balance speaking and listening, their dialogue becomes a shared rhythm rather than a verbal duel. And then there is laughter, one of their greatest tools for conflict resolution. When two Leos find humor again, even after a heated disagreement, any tension dissolves almost instantly. Their natural sense of playfulness and joy resurfaces quickly once the emotional storm passes. They rediscover their ability to lighten the atmosphere, remind each other of their connection, and restore harmony without resentment. Laughter for Leos is more than entertainment, it is emotional renewal. It reminds them that they value joy more than conflict, warmth more than stubbornness, connection more than pride. And with that reminder, they naturally shift back into a state of partnership, camaraderie, and mutual respect. Ultimately, their communication is most successful when built on honesty, attentiveness, and shared dignity. Conflicts may flare, but they don't last long when both partners choose sincerity over ego. Their expressive dialogue, paired with emotional resilience, allows them to navigate disagreements with surprising grace once they tap into their inherent generosity. Two Leos, when communicating well, create a dynamic where expression feels safe, emotions feel acknowledged, and misunderstandings are resolved through warmth rather than dominance. Their voices, even in disagreement, are driven by the desire to understand and be understood, a desire that, once met, transforms conflict into growth and conversation into connection. Physical intimate connection. Their physical and intimate connection is full of fire, playfulness, and enthusiasm, but not in a way that crosses boundaries or becomes inappropriate. Instead, it expresses itself through warmth, closeness, genuine affection, and a vivid sense of shared presence. When a Leo man and a Leo woman come together, the atmosphere around them often feels energized, vibrant, and bright, as if their shared connection lights up the space they occupy. Leos are passionate by nature, not just in romantic settings, but in everything they do. They're expressive in gestures, generous in spirit, affectionate in how they communicate, and full of a natural charisma that pulls others toward them. And when two people with this same energetic signature interact, the chemistry feels intense in the best, healthiest, and most emotionally meaningful way. Their attraction feels natural because it grows from recognition, the sense that they both understand, intuitively, how to make the other feel appreciated. They don't need elaborate explanations or complicated emotional translations. Instead, they speak the same relational language: warmth, attention, affection, and admiration. These qualities, when combined, form a foundation that makes their physical presence around each other feel comfortable yet exciting, familiar yet dynamic. Warmth is one of the defining elements of their connection. Leos are ruled by the sun symbolically, and there is something sun-like about the way they relate to each other physically. Warm smiles, open gestures, confident body language, and an approach that invites closeness rather than distance. When two Leos share space, that warmth multiplies. It becomes a comforting glow that signals trust, safety, and shared emotional energy. Attention is another key element. Leos give attention generously, they look directly, listen actively, and respond with expressive enthusiasm. They're present, engaged, and emotionally awake. When two Leos interact this way, it creates a magnetic pull. Each partner feels seen, valued, and recognized. This presence deepens their sense of closeness and strengthens their physical connection, because they aren't just in the same room, they are genuinely paying attention to each other's expressions, moods, and emotional needs. Affection comes naturally to Leos, and it appears in comforting, healthy, non-explicit ways. Warm hugs, thoughtful gestures, encouraging words, playful touches on the shoulder or hand, supportive body language, and the kind of bright-eyed enthusiasm that makes the other person feel uplifted. Their affectionate style is expressive but always rooted in emotion, never detached or cold. They bring energy into even the simplest interactions, turning ordinary moments into meaningful ones. Admiration ties all of these elements together. Leos admire sincerity, strength, kindness, humor, and confidence, qualities they often see reflected in each other. That admiration becomes fuel for a deeper sense of closeness. It makes them want to support each other, celebrate each other's successes, and show appreciation in ways that feel natural and uplifting. But even more importantly than all these traits, they want to make each other feel special. This is the heart of their physical and intimate bond, the desire to uplift, encourage, and brighten one another's lives. They instinctively look for ways to bring joy to the relationship, whether through kind gestures, thoughtful surprises, or simply showing up with enthusiasm and sincerity. Their connection thrives on praise, emotional closeness, shared confidence, and the comforting sense that each partner is truly valued. Their physical and emotional closeness strengthens when they offer appreciation freely. Leos respond powerfully to genuine compliments, supportive words, and reassurance. When they exchange that kind of positive energy, their bond grows more vibrant and emotionally fulfilling. They thrive on partnership that lifts them up rather than dims their spark, and they are at their best when they give and receive encouragement in equal measure. The key for this pairing is balance, ensuring that neither partner dominates the dynamic too strongly. Because Leos naturally possess strong personalities, their closeness works best when both feel equally appreciated, equally heard, and equally valued. If one partner tries to overshadow the other too often, the harmony in their physical and emotional dynamic can shift, creating tension instead of connection. But when they approach the relationship with balance in mind, allowing space for both voices and both strengths, their bond becomes bright, steady, and deeply supportive. They flourish when they contribute equally, emotionally, affectionately, and relationally. Open expression helps them maintain this balance. When they talk honestly about their needs, preferences, boundaries, and hopes, their sense of closeness becomes even stronger. Direct communication allows them to stay aligned, avoid misunderstandings, and nurture a connection that feels joyful rather than competitive. Their playful nature strengthens their physical bond as well. Leos love to laugh, tease gently, share lighthearted moments, and bring humor into everyday life. This playfulness becomes a healthy outlet for energy and helps keep the relationship dynamic rather than stagnant. When two Leos share laughter, they deepen their sense of closeness and comfort in each other's presence. Their confidence also plays a major role. Leos feel most connected when they feel good about themselves, and they often help each other maintain that confidence through encouragement and mutual support. When they share reassurance, celebrate each other's strengths, and affirm each other's worth, the connection between them naturally grows stronger and more fulfilling. Their physical connection, in the broader and appropriate sense of closeness, companionship, and emotional warmth, reflects a blend of enthusiasm, joy, and mutual respect. They enjoy showing positive attention, offering support, and being present for one another in ways that feel sincere and uplifting. They bring out the best in each other physically and emotionally by giving energy instead of taking it away. When both partners express themselves openly and without fear of judgment, their bond feels vibrant, meaningful, and full of emotional richness. They step into a rhythm where affection flows naturally, where closeness feels easy, and where their shared fire energizes rather than overwhelms. It becomes a connection defined not by intensity alone, but by balance, understanding, and mutual inspiration. At its core, the physical and intimate connection between a Leo man and a Leo woman is shaped by emotional generosity, admiration, warmth, and the ongoing desire to brighten each other's world. And when they nurture these qualities equally, their bond becomes deeply fulfilling, steady, and full of life. Shared values. Life goals. A Leo man and a Leo woman share many core values: loyalty, love, celebration, ambition, and the desire to build a life filled with joy and meaning. These values are not superficial preferences or temporary moods. They're deep-rooted principles that shape how each Leo approaches relationships, goals, and everyday life. When two people with the same internal compass come together, they often find themselves moving in sync without needing long explanations or negotiations. The alignment feels natural, almost effortless, because they intuitively understand what the other prioritizes and why it matters. Both partners are guided by a genuine desire to build a life that feels warm, meaningful, and lived with intention. They want each day to feel purposeful. They want their environment to be filled with positivity, trust, humor, and shared enthusiasm. They seek partnerships that allow them to grow without losing their individuality, and they aim to cultivate a relationship where dreams are encouraged, supported, and celebrated. What matters most to both is feeling appreciated, not in an overly dramatic or constant praise kind of way, but in the simple, consistent acknowledgement that their efforts matter. Leos express themselves with heart, generosity, and sincerity, so being recognized for that emotional investment reinforces their commitment. Appreciation for a Leo is like sunlight. It keeps their energy strong, their optimism steady, and their morale high. When two Leos appreciate each other openly, the bond becomes incredibly stable and emotionally supportive. Creating a warm, stable home is another shared priority. Stability for Leos doesn't mean rigidity or routine. It means building an environment where kindness, respect, and emotional safety are present every day. They want a home filled with light, metaphorically and sometimes literally, a place where they can unwind without losing their brightness. They bring warmth through traditions, humor, celebration of small milestones, and a consistent effort to keep their shared space comfortable and welcoming. Supporting each other's ambitions is another cornerstone of their shared values. Leos are naturally driven, often nurturing big goals or meaningful aspirations. When two Leos come together, they rarely diminish each other's dreams. Instead, they help fuel them. They encourage each other to take risks, pursue new skills, and chase opportunities that reflect their passions. This mutual support forms a powerful foundation, because each partner feels seen not just for who they are now, but for who they could become. Staying loyal is essential for both. Loyalty is not simply a relationship skill for Leos, it's a defining part of their identity. They give loyalty wholeheartedly and expect honesty, consistency, and integrity in return. For them, loyalty is expressed through dependability, respect, transparency, and a willingness to stand beside each other in challenging moments. When two Leos share this value, trust becomes one of the strongest pillars of their connection. Expressing affection openly is also deeply important. Leos don't hold their feelings in tight containers. They show warmth through words, gestures, encouragement, and kindness. Their affection can be bright and uplifting, like a steady flame that adds warmth to every interaction. When both partners feel comfortable expressing warmth freely, whether through compliments, supportive conversations, or simple acts of kindness, their relationship becomes emotionally rich and consistently reassuring. Pursuing dreams boldly is another shared life principle. Both partners have a natural drive to aim high, push boundaries, and create lives that feel meaningful rather than ordinary. They step into goals with courage and enthusiasm, often inspiring each other to think bigger and stretch further. When two Leos share this approach to dreaming, their lives become filled with momentum and a sense of forward movement. They encourage each other to stay brave, stay passionate, and stay committed to personal growth. This shared foundation of values gives them a strong sense of unity. They want a relationship that feels alive, full of moments worth remembering, adventures worth taking, and dreams worth chasing together. They don't want a dull or stagnant partnership. They want one rich with learning, curiosity, joy, and a steady sense of motion. They appreciate a relationship that evolves, adapts, and continues to feel exciting over time. They place emphasis on making memories, celebrating achievements, marking important milestones, creating little rituals, and finding joy in small victories. To them, shared experiences build trust and deepen emotional connection. They want a partnership where they can be themselves fully while still feeling like part of a team. Their unity comes from shared enthusiasm, shared values, and a shared desire to build something that aligns with both of their visions for the future. Because both value stability and emotional loyalty, they often aim for long-term commitment once they're sure of each other. They do not rush into serious decisions lightly, but when they feel confident in the connection, they lean into it with sincerity. Their long-term goals naturally align: happiness, passion, success, mutual respect, and shared pride in what they build together. They imagine a future where emotional security is paired with adventure, where stability does not limit growth but instead supports it. They look for ways to combine their strengths, creativity, courage, leadership, and warmth, to create a life that feels purposeful and uplifting. They want to stand beside each other in accomplishments and challenges, celebrating the triumphs and learning from the setbacks. Their shared value of pride, not ego, but self-respect, also shapes their life goals. They want to create a life they can feel proud of, a relationship they can speak about with sincerity, and a future that reflects the best of both of them. They strive to build something that mirrors their ideals: loyal, bright, exciting, steady, and filled with meaning. In many ways, their shared values and life goals form the backbone of their compatibility. These values help them navigate challenges, find common ground during disagreements, and stay aligned even when life becomes unpredictable. When they combine their strengths, maintain their warmth, and support each other consistently, they create a connection that feels resilient, joyful, and deeply purposeful. Final thoughts. A Leo man and a Leo woman together create a relationship full of brilliance, warmth, and unapologetic fire. But the true power of this pairing runs deeper than the dramatic reputation their sign often carries. When these two individuals step into one another's lives, the result is rarely quiet or understated. Instead, it feels radiant in a way that naturally draws attention, not because they chase the spotlight, but because their shared energy is vibrant, magnetic, and impossible to overlook. Their connection reflects everything people associate with Leo energy: bold expression, generous affection, heartfelt sincerity, and a sense of aliveness that seems to brighten any space they share. This pairing is bold, expressive, and deeply affectionate in the emotional sense, not in a romanticized or inappropriate way, but in the genuine warmth they bring to each other's lives. Their gestures, words, and shared enthusiasm create a dynamic that feels inspiring, uplifting, and full of spirited connection. They bring color into each other's days the way sunlight brightens a room. They motivate each other, laugh together easily, and take pride in the bond they build. Their enthusiasm doesn't just energize their relationship, it often energizes the people around them as well. There is something contagious about the way two Leos interact, something that reminds others of what it looks like when two strong personalities choose mutual respect and joy. Of course, even the most brilliant connections face challenges. A Leo man and woman are no exception. Their pride can be powerful, rooted not in arrogance, but in self-respect and a strong sense of identity. When misunderstood or misdirected, that pride can spark disagreements. Stubbornness, too, can become a challenge when both partners feel deeply committed to their viewpoint, especially if neither wants to step back first. And then there are the inevitable clashes of will that occur when two natural leaders share the same space. These moments don't happen because they want to overpower each other, but because they each carry a passionate sense of direction and conviction. Yet these challenges, while real, are far from insurmountable. What makes this pairing remarkable is their ability to transform those challenges into opportunities for growth. When they choose teamwork over competition, they create a foundation that is far stronger than either could build alone. When they favor admiration over ego, the relationship becomes a place where both partners feel valued, supported, and uplifted. When they approach disagreements with understanding instead of defensiveness, they unlock a level of communication that strengthens trust and deepens emotional connection. The truth is, two lions can indeed rule the same kingdom, but only if they rule it hand in hand. This doesn't mean giving up leadership. It means redefining leadership as shared strength rather than individual dominance. It means realizing that the kingdom feels more expansive when built together. It means recognizing that cooperation doesn't diminish their fire, it amplifies it. When both partners bring their strengths forward with respect and openness, they create a dynamic that is balanced, powerful, and beautifully resilient. In many ways, the real magic of a Leo-Leo pairing lies not in their similarities, but in what they choose to do with those similarities. They can mirror each other's courage. They can reflect each other's enthusiasm. They can elevate each other's dreams. They can encourage each other's authenticity. And through all of this, they build a partnership that feels vibrant and meaningful, not because it is perfect, but because it is built with intention. A Leo-Leo relationship reminds us that warmth is strongest when shared. That passion becomes more meaningful when directed toward mutual growth. That boldness becomes more impressive when practiced with kindness. And that admiration, when exchanged freely, can transform a connection into a lifelong source of strength. So in the final reflection, this pairing is not defined by the occasional clash of egos or bouts of stubbornness. It is defined by the choice they make each day, to support rather than compete, to understand rather than react, to appreciate rather than take for granted. When they choose those paths, they become a partnership filled not just with fire, but with purpose. If you enjoyed this, feel free to like, subscribe, explore more content, and check out the links in the description for future videos and updates.